watching the dark stream spiral. Tuesday morning, 9:47 a.m., 3 hours and 43 minutes until their flight. His phone buzzed on the counter. He picked it up, read the message once, then again. You're not coming on the cruise. Taryn wants her real family. Rowan's coming instead. We'll talk when I get back. The coffee was still pouring. His hand didn't shake. Not yet. He set the phone face down on the granite, finished pouring. The kitchen clock ticked. Somewhere down the hall, the air conditioner clicked on. On the kitchen table, the cruise documents sat in their plastic sleeve. His handwriting on the post-it note, departure 12:30 p.m. Beneath it, the booking confirmation. 3 passengers, total cost $11,400. He picked up the paper, read the amount again, set it down exactly where it was. The mortgage statement was visible in the mail pile. $2,100 a month. His name only. 16 years of payments. On the wall, the wedding photo. Maribel and Taryn in the center, him at the edge of the frame. He'd never noticed that before. His phone buzzed again. I know you're upset, but Taryn needs this. Be understanding. Caleb deleted the message, opened his laptop, typed 4 words into the search bar. Real estate lawyer near me. The airline rep answered on the 3rd ring. Caleb navigated the phone tree. Press 3, press 2, enter confirmation number. I need to cancel a reservation. Caleb Morrison. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Let me pull up your booking. Is everything okay? Change of plans. I see 3 passengers on this reservation. Are you canceling for everyone or just yourself? Just myself. The hold music started. Steel drums. Something tropical. The kind of music that plays in airport terminals and cruise ship lobbies. Mr. Morrison? Unfortunately, this is a non-refundable ticket. You'll lose the $847. I understand. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. She took his confirmation number. He wrote it on the cruise document in blue ink. Crossed out his name on the passenger list. The cruise line was next. Different hold music, same tropical instrumentation. He gave them his cabin number. Asked to be removed from the reservation. The other passengers can still go? Yes, they're going. His voice was steady. The woman on the phone wouldn't know anything was wrong. Just a man making travel arrangements. Calm, reasonable. After he hung up, Caleb walked to the home office, opened the filing cabinet. The folders were labeled in his handwriting, color-coded, alphabetized. He pulled the one marked House Purchase and Tax. The property deed inside was dated 2007, purchased for $187,000. One name on the title, Caleb Morrison. He photographed it with his phone. 3 angles. Then he called the number the search engine had given him. The lawyer answered on the 2nd ring. I own a house, Caleb said. My wife's name isn't on the deed. We've been married 14 years. I need to know if I can sell it without her permission. There was a long pause on the other end. Let me pull up your state's property law, the attorney said. Are you sure you want to do this? Caleb looked at the deed in his hand. His house, his name. 14 years, yes. At 10:15, a car pulled into the driveway. Caleb stood at the bedroom window, curtain pulled slightly aside. Rowan's 2019 Camry, newer than Caleb's 2014 F-150. The front door opened below. Maribel came out first, pulling her large suitcase. Taryn followed with a backpack and carry-on. They were laughing. The sound didn't carry through the window, but he could see it in their faces. Relief. Freedom. Rowan got out of the car, opened the trunk. Taryn set down her bags and hugged him. Full embrace. 8 seconds. Maribel touched Rowan's arm. Familiar, easy. The way you touch someone you've touched 1,000 times before. The bags went into the trunk. Taryn climbed into the back seat. Maribel into the front. Rowan closed her door, walked around, got in. The car backed out, turned, drove away. Caleb let the curtain fall. He stood there for 30 seconds, not moving. Then he walked downstairs. The house was silent. On the kitchen counter, he found a note in Maribel's handwriting. Took Uber to airport, Rowan picking us up actually. Thanks for understanding. Love you. He read it 3 times. The word love looked like a lie written in cursive. He crumpled the note, then smoothed it back out. Evidence. Across the street, the neighbor, Rita, the widow in her 60s, was getting her mail. She looked over, saw him in the window. Their eyes met for a second before she looked away. She'd seen Rowan pick them up. She'd seen a lot of things over the years. Caleb realized that now. He folded Maribel's note and put it in the folder with the property deed. Then he went back to his laptop and waited for the lawyer to call back. The attorney's office was above the hardware store on Main Street, small town law practice. Wood paneling, actual books on the shelves. James Brennan looked about 50, wore reading glasses on a chain. Caleb sat in the worn leather chair and slid a folder across the desk. Property deed, mortgage statements, marriage certificate, Brennan read. In silence. 3 minutes. Caleb waited. He was good at waiting. The attorney made notes on a yellow legal pad. Fountain pen. Then he pulled up something on his computer and turned the monitor. Separate property statute, Brennan said, pointing. Assets acquired before marriage remain separate unless explicitly transferred. Your house qualifies, and so I can sell it. Legally, yes. Brennan leaned back. Is this about infidelity? It's about respect. The attorney didn't push, just wrote something else on his pad. How long married? 14 years. Kids together? Stepdaughter. She's 20 now. Brennan looked up at that, studied Caleb's face. You've been thinking about this for a while. No, Caleb said. I've been ignoring it for a while. As of this morning, I'm done ignoring it. The attorney wrote down a figure. Turned the pad around. $2,500 retainer for a clean divorce. $5,000 if she contests. She won't have money to contest. Brennan paused. You want to tell me what happened? She texted me. I'm not family. I'm taking her at her word. There was another long pause. Then Brennan picked up his phone. I can have a realtor here in 30 minutes, he said. In this market, you'll have offers in a week. But once you do this, Mr. Morrison, you can't undo it. She'll come home to a sold house. Caleb looked at his wedding ring. 14 years of wearing it. The skin underneath was paler than the rest of his hand. Good, he said. Make the call. 5 years ago. Taryn's high school graduation. Caleb stood outside the auditorium holding 2 tickets. Family section seating, limited to 2 per graduate. He'd gotten there early to make sure they had good seats. Maribel arrived with Taryn. Rowan was with them. Oh, Maribel said, seeing the tickets in Caleb's hand. Rowan's going to sit with us. You don't mind sitting in general admission, do you? It wasn't a question. She was already holding her hand out for the second ticket. Caleb gave it to her. He walked to the back of the auditorium, sat alone on a metal folding chair. From there, he could see them in the 3rd row. Good seats. Maribel, Taryn, Rowan. Rowan said something, and Taryn laughed. When they called Taryn's name, Rowan stood up and cheered, loud, proud. Caleb clapped from the back row. No one turned around. After the ceremony, they went to dinner. The steakhouse. Caleb had made the reservation. He sat at the end of the table. Rowan sat across from Taryn, talking about her plans for college. Caleb had helped with the applications. Spent 2 months working through essays with her. Rowan ordered the ribeye, $32. Didn't reach for the check. Caleb paid. $340 for 6 people. In the parking lot, they took a photo. Taryn stood between Maribel and Rowan. Someone, one of Maribel's friends, said, Caleb, can you take the picture? He took the picture. Back in the present, Caleb opened the photo album from that day. There he was, behind the camera. Present, but not included. He closed the album. The realtor's card was on his desk. Denise Brock. The attorney had called her while Caleb was still in the office. She answered on the first ring. Mr. Brennan told me about your situation, she said. I can have a photographer there tomorrow and a sign in the yard by Thursday. Do it. I'll need to do a walkthrough, get measurements, stage it properly. Whatever you need to do, just do it fast. Mr. Morrison, I have to ask, does your wife know you're doing this? She will. Denise was quiet for a moment. Okay, I'll be there at 9 a.m. tomorrow. After he hung up, Caleb opened his laptop, created a new spreadsheet, labeled it Financial Contribution Analysis 2009-23, and he pulled 14 years of bank statements from the filing cabinet, all of them in plastic sleeves, organized by year. He'd always kept good records. The first entry, mortgage payments. $2,100 a month times 168 months. He entered the formula, watched the cell populate, 3,500. Property tax came next. $3,200 a year times 14 years. $44,800. Then Taryn's college. He had all the receipts, tuition, room and board, books, fees, 4 years, $127,000. Her car, the 2018 Honda he'd co-signed for, then paid off when she couldn't make the payments. $22,000. Insurance on that car, 5 years, $9,000. He kept going, every number precise, no rounding. This wasn't anger, this was documentation. When he finished, he created a second column, labeled it Maribel's Contributions. Every cell, Serwos, he created a third sheet, joint bank account analysis, listed every deposit, all from his paychecks, listed every withdrawal. Hers were marked with her initials in the memo line when she bothered to add one. 168 deposits from him, 0 from her. 412 withdrawals, he color-coded it. His contributions in green, hers in red. The spreadsheet was a sea of green with islands of red. Total, at the bottom, $552,000 invested over 14 years. He saved the file, printed 2 copies, put them in the folder labeled Divorce. Then he opened a new browser tab, typed in Maribel's name and Facebook. He hadn't looked at her social media in years. That was about to change. Her profile was public. Caleb scrolled through the timeline, methodically. Screenshot, save, rename with the date. created a folder on his desktop. Evidence, social media. He started counting, made tally marks on a notepad. Photos with Rowan, 47 over 14 years. Photos with Caleb, 3, all holidays, all staged. Her relationship status. It's complicated. They'd been married for 14 years. Still complicated. He checked the About section. She'd listed Taryn, her parents, her job history from before they married. No mention of him. No mention of being married at all. He opened the comments on a photo from 2019. Maribel and Rowan at a diner. Caption, late lunch with my favorites. Taryn was in the photo too. The three of them in a booth. Someone had commented, "You two look so good together." Maribel had liked the comment. Caleb checked his calendar. 2010. He cross-referenced the date on the photo. He'd been on a business trip to Atlanta that week. He opened Taryn's Instagram next. Public profile. 847 posts. Searched for his name. 0 results. Searched for stepdad. 1 post. Father's Day 4 years ago. Generic card graphic. Happy Father's Day to all the stepdads out there. No photo. No personal message. Just a repost. He searched her tagged photos. 412 total. Counted the ones with Rowan. 67. Counted the ones with Caleb. 4. Her bio read, 20, state U 25, blessed, dad's girl, meaning Rowan. Not the man who paid her tuition. Caleb found a post from 3 months ago. Screenshot of a cruise booking confirmation. Taryn's caption, dream vacation with my real family. Can't wait. 847 likes. She'd known for 3 months. They'd all known. They'd planned it. Booked it. Posted about it. He was never supposed to see that post, never supposed to know. He screenshot everything. 63 images saved. Then he opened the college tuition portal. He was the account holder. He'd paid every semester. Downloaded 4 years of billing statements. The numbers, $130,000 total. But that wasn't right. He checked his spreadsheet. Adjusted. Tuition, $73,600. Room and board, $44,800. Books and fees, $8,600. $127,000. That matched. He looked at the emergency contact list on file with the university. First, Rowan Morrison. Relationship, father. Second, Caleb Morrison. Relationship, stepfather. He checked the car insurance portal. Taryn's policy. Policyholder, Caleb Morrison. Cost of $1,000 per year for 5 years. He'd paid $9,235 to insure a car for someone who listed him second on her emergency contacts. Caleb opened the phone bill. Family plan. Taryn's line cost $55 a month. He looked at the call logs. Last 2 years. Calls to Maribel, 840. Calls to Rowan, 420. Calls to Caleb, 63. He sat there staring at that number. 63 phone calls in 2 years. Once every 11 days. Probably most of them her needing something. Money. A signature. Permission. He logged into the car insurance portal. Clicked Manage Policies. Found Taryn's name. Remove driver. Confirmation screen. Removing Taryn Morrison will cancel her coverage effective immediately. Are you sure? He thought about the Instagram post. Real family. He clicked Confirm. The phone plan was next. Day 2. 5:30 a.m. Caleb woke and reached across the bed out of habit. Cold sheets. Empty space. He made coffee in the silent kitchen. No music. No morning news. Just the click of the coffee maker and the hum of the refrigerator. He sat at the kitchen table with his mug and a notepad. Wrote 2 column headers. Reasons to stay and reasons to leave. Under reasons to stay, he stared at the blank space for 8 minutes. Under reasons to leave, he wrote they left first. He crossed out the whole exercise, flipped to a new page. What I need to know, 3 questions. How long has she loved Rowan? Did she ever love me? What did Taryn know? He looked at the last question for a long time. Taryn was 6 when they met, 20 now. She'd seen everything, every slight, every exclusion, every time Rowan showed up and Caleb stepped back. She knew. His phone was on the table. He opened Taryn's Instagram again, scrolled to her oldest posts. Age 14, photo with Rowan. Caption, has day. Age 16, Father's Day. Generic post for stepfathers. No photo of Caleb. Age 18, graduation photo, the one from 5 years ago. She'd tagged Rowan, not him, her whole digital life. And he appeared 4 times. Background character. Funding everything, acknowledged for nothing. He closed the app, opened the college tuition portal instead. Clicked Manage Payments. The auto transfer from his checking account to her student account, $400 a month for spending money. Canceled, effective immediately. At 9:00 a.m., his phone rang. Marcus. He hadn't talked to Marcus in 3 years. Caleb. Saw your house is for sale. Drove by. You okay? Caleb paused. Come over. Now, if you can. Honest, be there in 20. Marcus showed up with 2 beers. Didn't say anything, just handed one to Caleb and sat down on the porch steps. Caleb told him. The text. The cruise. The 14 years of being second. Marcus listened without interrupting. When Caleb finished, Marcus was quiet for a minute. I knew, Marcus finally said. We all knew. I'm sorry I didn't say anything. We? Your wife? Marcus stopped, corrected himself. Maribel. When I'd call to invite you out, she always said you were busy. Every time, for 3 years. I figured eventually you'd call me if you wanted to stay friends. Caleb set his beer down. I never knew you called. Yeah. Marcus looked at his boots. I figured that out too late. My wife saw Maribel with that Rowan guy at a restaurant about 2 years ago. 40 miles from here, like they were hiding. They weren't hiding enough. No, they weren't. Marcus took a drink. You selling the house? It's mine. She's not on the deed. Jesus, Caleb. I bought it 2 years before we got married. Never added her name. Didn't think about it. Turns out that was the smartest thing I never did. Marcus stood up. You need help moving? I got a truck in time. I don't know where I'm going yet. Then you call me when you do. Marcus put his hand on Caleb's shoulder, squeezed once. You were always good to her. She took advantage of a good man. That's on her, not you. I stayed 14 years. That's on me. Staying that long while being treated like that? That's not cowardice, Caleb. That's hope. And she killed it. After Marcus left, Caleb sat on the porch alone. The beer was getting warm in his hand. He didn't drink it. Across the street, Rita came out to water her roses. She looked over, hesitated, then crossed the street, hose still running in her yard. Caleb. She stopped at the bottom of his porch steps. I need to talk to you. I can't keep quiet anymore. Rita led him to her porch. They sat on the swing. It creaked. She pulled out her phone, opened the Ring app. This is from last April, she said, showing him a video. And July, and October. Each video showed the same thing. Rowan's car in Caleb's driveway, timestamps 8:50 p.m. Then 7:00 a.m. the next morning. Overnight stays. How many times? Caleb asked. More than I saved videos for. I didn't know if you knew. I didn't want to hurt you if you had some kind of arrangement. I didn't know. Rita's eyes went wet. I'm so sorry. I thought maybe in a modern marriage, sometimes people have understandings. The only understanding here is that I was the only one who didn't understand. She handed him a USB drive. All the footage. 2 years worth, dates and time. Yeah, I thought maybe someday you'd need it. Caleb looked at his house from Rita's porch. The house he'd paid for, maintained alone, defended as our home for 14 years. Rita, he said, did you ever see them together? I mean, actually together? She nodded. Your porch, 4th of July, 2021. You were at your brother's place for the weekend. They were affectionate. His porch, his house, his humiliation on display for the neighbors to see. Thank you, Caleb said, for telling me, for keeping the evidence. Will you use it? For a lawyer? Yes. Rita stood to walk back to her house. Stopped, turned around. Caleb, I've lived across from you for 14 years. I watched you leave for work every morning, come home every night, mow that lawn every Saturday. You're a good man. You deserve better than what she gave you. He didn't say anything, just nodded. After Rita left, Caleb sat there holding the USB drive. 2 years of footage. Proof, evidence, truth. But Rita had only gotten the Ring camera 2 years ago, which meant it had been happening longer than that. How much longer? He went inside and opened the family computer, the one they used for household bills and taxes. Logged into the shared email account, clicked on the trash folder, 8,400 messages, never emptied, searched, Rowan, 127 results. He sorted by date. Oldest first, the first email was from 2015, 8 years ago. Subject, miss you. He started reading. 23 emails. Caleb read them all. 2015, can't believe you're stuck with him. Rowan, 2017, he pays for everything but gives me nothing I need. Maribel, 2019, Taryn graduates next year, then I'm free, he won't fight me. Maribel, 2021, he's so clueless, suspects nothing, makes it easy. Maribel, 2023, March, planning cruise, just us three. He won't mind, he never does. Maribel. The last one was from 6 weeks ago. So, cruise is confirmed? Just you, me, and Taryn? Rowan. Yes. Told Caleb it's a mother-daughter trip. He believed it. He always believes me. Maribel Caleb printed every email, 23 pages, 8 years of proof she'd never loved him. He added them to the divorce folder. Then he made an appointment with attorney Brennan for that afternoon. Brennan's office, 2:00 p.m., day 4. Caleb brought a folder 2 inches thick, property deed, spreadsheets, printed social media posts, Rita's USB drive. Brennan played the Ring footage on his laptop, fast-forwarded through the timestamps. 47 overnight visits and 2 years of recordings. Caleb laid out the emails, the financial analysis, the Instagram post about the real family cruise. Brennan took notes. occasionally looked up at Caleb with something like concern. How long have you suspected? He asked. 14 years? Why now? Because she texted me, I'm not family. Brennan drew a timeline on his whiteboard. Marriage 2009, first email 2015, first ring footage 2021, cruise 2023. He wrote numbers underneath, $552,000 contributed by Caleb, zeros from Maribel. This isn't infidelity, Brennan said. This is financial exploitation with an ongoing affair. Can I sell the house while they're gone? Can you? Yes. Should you? Brennan set down his marker. That's different. I'm not asking if I should. I'm asking how fast. Brennan pulled up a template on his computer. Divorce petition. Filled in the names. Petitioner, Caleb Morrison. Respondent, Maribel Morrison. $2,500 retainer. I'll have the paperwork ready by Monday. The house. He picked up his phone. Denise Brock is the best realtor I know. She's aggressive. In this market, you'll have offers by next week. They get back Monday. Then we'll have a sale pending before they land. Brennan leaned back in his chair. Mr. Morrison, I've practiced family law for 26 years. This is the most documented case of quiet exploitation I've seen. You'll win. Legally, you'll win everything. But winning in court doesn't mean you'll feel like you won. Caleb stood up. I don't need to feel like I won. I need to feel like I left. Thursday morning, 8:05 a.m., Denise Brock's car pulled up. 2 workers unloaded a for sale sign. Wooden post, metal frame, company logo. 6 hits with a sledgehammer. The post went into the front lawn. They attached the sign, Brock Realty, for sale. Call Denise 555-0147. Caleb watched from the living room window, coffee mug in hand, no steam rising. He'd been holding it too long, and it had gone cold. Across the street, Rita came outside, saw the sign, looked at Caleb's window. Their eyes met. She nodded. Solidarity. A neighbor 2 houses down slowed while walking past, stared, kept walking. Denise straightened the sign, took a photo with her phone. Caleb's phone buzzed. Sign is up. Listing goes live at 2 p.m. First showing already requested for 5 p.m. today. At 9:47 a.m., exactly 1 hour after Maribel had texted him that he wasn't family, Caleb's phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Morrison, this is Century Bank fraud alert. We detected an unusual withdrawal attempt from your savings account, $8,500, initiated from an IP address in the Caribbean. Do you authorize this transaction? Caleb's jaw tightened. No, block it, and remove all secondary account holders immediately. Sir, can you verify? Remove Maribel Morrison from every account with my name on it. Checking, savings, joint account, everything, right now. I'll need to transfer you to account services. 10 minutes later, it was done. She had access to nothing. His phone started buzzing. Unknown number, cruise ship Wi-Fi. He didn't answer. 3 missed calls, 5:11. Text message from the cruise number, Caleb. What did you do? My cards don't work. He blocked the number. Then he called attorney Brennan. She just tried to steal our retirement savings. I need the divorce petition filed today. The realtor walked through the house that afternoon, took measurements, photographed every room. Where's your wife? Denise asked. She should approve the staging. She's traveling. I'm the sole owner. Denise checked the title on her phone. Confirmed. Just his name. You're sure about this? It's a beautiful home. It's a house, Caleb said. It stopped being a home a long time ago. They walked through Taryn's room. Denise noted the natural light, the hardwood floors. Caleb saw the photo collage on the wall. 23 pictures of Rowan, 0 of him. We'll need to stage it neutral, Denise said. Remove personal items. Caleb started taking down family photos that afternoon. 12 frames from the walls, stacked them in the garage. One was from their wedding. June 12th, 2009. Courthouse ceremony. Maribel in a simple white dress. Taryn in a flower girl dress, age 6. Caleb in a borrowed suit. He looked at the photo more closely than he ever had before. Taryn was holding Rowan's hand, not his. Rowan had attended Maribel's wedding, to another man. Caleb found an envelope at the bottom of the wedding box. Inside, a card. To my best friend Maribel. Love, Rowan. You deserve to be happy. Call me if you need anything. Dated June 12th, 2009. Their wedding day. Rowan told her to call him on her wedding day. Caleb carried the entire box to the trash bin. 14 years of false memories. He threw it all away. Denise called that evening. First offer came in. $355,000. All cash, 10-day close. Accept it. Don't you want to wait? We might get higher offers tomorrow. I want it closed before they get back. Accept it. Denise was quiet for a moment. I'll draw up the paperwork. Closing is scheduled for 2 days after they return. Is that fast enough? It'll do. Thursday, 2 p.m. The listing went live. Caleb sat in the empty living room. Photos already gone. Surface is cleared, and watch the views tick up on the real estate website. His phone buzzed. Text from Denise. 3 showings scheduled for tomorrow. Market's hot. Could have multiple offers by Saturday. By Saturday, they'd be on a beach somewhere, tanned and happy. No idea their life was being dismantled. He opened the laptop, went back to the shared email account. The emails he'd found were from the trash folder, messages she'd deleted but never permanently removed. He wondered what else was in there. Searched. Caleb. 89 results. He started reading. Most were mundane. Appointment confirmations, bills, but some. 2016. Maribel to her sister. Caleb's a good provider, but that's all he is. I need more than someone who pays the mortgage. 2018. Maribel to a friend. He won't even notice I'm gone. He's at work all day anyway. Rowan to Maribel. When are you leaving him? You've been saying soon for 5 years. 2020. Maribel to Rowan. When Terrence settled in college. I need his money until then. He won't cut her off. He's too soft. Caleb saved everyone. Screenshot, rename, file. His phone rang. Marcus. Got something for you. Marcus texted a link. Buddy of mine has a rental. Small place. Next town over. Month to month. Clean slate, Caleb. New town. Nobody knows you there. Nobody pities you. Caleb clicked the link. 1 bedroom, $850 a month. Maple Ridge. 45 miles away. Available immediately. Marcus, Caleb said. Why didn't you fight harder to stay friends? Marcus's voice went quiet. I tried, Barsham, brother, but you'd already disappeared. Day 10, Wednesday, 2 days before their return. Caleb walked through the house at 3:00 a.m. Couldn't sleep. Hadn't been sleeping. He went room by room, barefoot, lights off, touched the walls he'd painted. 2011. Then again in 2016. 2 coats each time. His work, his house. In the kitchen, he opened cabinets. Her favorite tea. The expensive kind. He'd bought it. She never bought his coffee. Never asked what he liked. Just drank what he provided. Living room, empty walls where the photos had been. Rectangles of unfaded paint. Ghosts of a life that never existed. He stood in the doorway of Taryn's room, turned on the light, sat on her bed. It was still made from Christmas, the last time she'd been home. Opened her desk drawer. Father's Day cards, 14 of them. Every single one addressed to Rowan. He read one from 2019. Dad, you're my hero. Thanks for always being there. Caleb had been there. Paid for the desk she'd written that card at, the room she'd slept in, the college she'd gone to. But there meant nothing if you weren't blood. He put the cards back, closed the drawer. In the master bedroom, he looked at Maribel's nightstand, opened it. Journal, leather-bound, expensive. He'd bought it for her birthday 2 years ago. He opened to a random page, 6 months ago. Caleb asked about summer vacation. Told him maybe. Already booked a trip with R&T for July. He won't fight it. He never does. Sometimes I feel guilty. Mostly I just feel stuck. Another entry. 1 year ago, Rowan asked when I'm leaving. Soon, after Terrence settled. Caleb deserves better than me, but he's too comfortable to leave on his own. The last entry. Week before the cruise. Told C he's not coming. He'll be hurt, but he'll accept it. That's who he is. Accepts everything. She'd been right. He had accepted everything. For 14 years, he'd accepted being second, being invisible, being useful but never valued. He photographed every page of the journal. 47 pages, 14 months of entries, evidence, truth, proof he wasn't imagining it. Then he read the first entry from 14 months ago. Started this journal because therapists said I need to process my feelings about Caleb. I don't know if I've ever loved him. I think I loved the idea of stability. Now I just feel trapped. Trapped in the house he bought with the man who loved her. Caleb laughed. Harsh, broken sound in the silent kitchen at 3:00 a.m. She felt trapped. He'd been the one in prison, and she'd held the key the whole time. Friday morning, Caleb had an appointment he'd forgotten about. Annual physical with Dr. Chen. He almost canceled, but something made him go. The nurse took his vitals. Weight, 178 pounds. She frowned. Mr. Morrison, you were 196 at your appointment 6 months ago. I know. Blood pressure, 1 in 58/94. She frowned again. This is elevated. Last year, you were 128/82. Are you under stress? Dr. Chen came in, looked at the chart, looked at him. Caleb, what's going on? Divorce. Selling the house. It's been a difficult couple of weeks. Couple of weeks. You've lost 18 pounds. Your blood pressure is borderline stage 2 hypertension. She pulled up a chair. How much are you sleeping? 3-4 hours, sometimes none. Eating? Not much. Can't taste anything. She ordered blood work. Cortisol, glucose, cholesterol. Drew the samples herself. This level of stress can kill you, she said. Literally. Blood pressure this high can cause stroke, heart attack. You're 62, Caleb. Your body can't sustain this. I'll be fine when it's over. When what's over? The divorce? The sale? She leaned forward. In 30 years of medicine, I've seen this pattern. Stress from betrayal kills people. Not dramatically, slowly. You need to survive this to live. I'm not trying to survive it, Dr. Chen. I'm trying to win it. There's a difference. She touched his arm. Winning is living to 70. Don't lose sight of that. He signed the checkout forms, declined the prescriptions for blood pressure medication and sleeping pills. In the parking lot, he sat in his truck for 10 minutes, looked in the rearview mirror, didn't recognize the man looking back. Aged beyond his 62 years. Gray hair, when had that happened? Weight loss visible in his face. Cheekbones sharp, eyes sunken. He looked like his father had at the end. Divorced, alone, diminished. Is this what giving everything looked like? Emptied out, used up. He started the truck, drove home. The for sale sign in the yard greeted him. Sold rider attached now, it was done. Saturday, day 11, one day before their return. Caleb couldn't stay in the house anymore. The walls pressed in. Every room held evidence of his erasure. He went to the garage, his workspace, the only room that had ever really been his. Sat in an old aluminum lawn chair. Looked at the pegboard where his tools hung, each one outlined in marker, organized, maintained, his competence on display, table saw, drill press, hand tools inherited from his father, wrenches, screwdrivers, hammers, decades of collection. Along the wall, boxes, Christmas decorations, Taryn's baby clothes, not his to keep, but he'd stored them anyway, wedding photos. He opened the wedding box he'd thrown away, pulled it back out of the trash. Their wedding album was on top. June 12th, 2009, small wedding, courthouse, 8 people. He flipped through the photos. Maribel in her white dress, simple, pretty. Taryn at age 6 in a flower girl dress. One photo stopped him. Taryn stood between Maribel and Rowan, not between Maribel and Caleb. Rowan had come to the wedding, to Maribel's wedding, to another man. Caleb looked at the next photo. Reception at the local diner, 12 people. He sat at one end of the table. Rowan sat next to Maribel. Even on their wedding day, he'd been peripheral. He found more photos. The ceremony. He stood beside Maribel, but she was looking past him, at Rowan, standing in the small crowd. Why hadn't he seen it then? Or had he seen it and ignored it? He put the album back in the box. Started to close the garage door. Stopped. Across the street, Rita's porch light was on. 3:00 a.m. She was awake too. She waved. He waved back. 2 neighbors who'd barely spoken for 14 years. Because Maribel had called Rita nosy. And he'd believed her. 14 years of isolation. 14 years of believing he had a family. In 36 hours, they'd be homeless. And he felt nothing but relief. Monday, 4:30 p.m., Caleb stood in the driveway, waiting. At 4:47, Rowan's car pulled in. They saw the sign. Sold. The car stopped. Too fast. Brakes squealed. All 3 of them got out, staring. Maribel's face went through shock, confusion, panic. She ran to the front door, pulled the handle, locked. She pounded, "Caleb! Caleb!" He came around from the garage side, stopped 15 feet back, clipboard in hand. "What did you do?" she screamed. "I sold the house. My house. Closing is Wednesday." You can't." "I did. Check the deed. My name only." Taryn stepped forward. "Where are we supposed to go?" Caleb looked at her. 20 years old, adult, made adult choices. "That's not my problem. You wanted your real family. Ask them." Rowan opened his mouth. Caleb held up his hand. "You were in my house. I know how many times. Rita has footage. I have emails. You ate food I bought, slept in my bed, get off my property." Maribel's face crumpled. Tears. The performance he'd seen 1,000 times. He felt nothing. We can talk about this like adults. Adults don't exclude their spouse from family vacations via text. Adults don't try to steal from joint accounts. Read the divorce papers. He pointed to the porch. 8 boxes, neatly packed, labeled. Divorce petition taped to the largest one. You have 48 hours to remove your belongings. After that, goodwill. Water and electric are off Friday. You're trespassing if you're here after that. Taryn's voice went shrill. "You're a monster." Caleb looked at her, really looked at her. "No," he said. "I'm the man who paid for everything you have. Check your bank account, your car insurance, your phone, all canceled. You wanted your real family. Now you have exactly what they can give you." He walked to his truck, got in, drove away. In the rearview mirror, he saw Maribel sink onto the porch steps. Taryn screaming at Rowan. Rowan standing there. Useless. He turned the corner. They disappeared from view. Rowan's apartment, studio, 600 square feet. Taryn sat on the couch, typing on her phone. Tried to use her debit card online. Declined. Checked her bank account. 0 cern. The auto transfer from Caleb's account had stopped. She tried her credit card, declined. Checked her email. Your account has been closed by the primary cardholder. Called her car insurance. Automated message. This policy has been canceled. To reinstate coverage. She hung up, went outside. Tried to start her car. Immobilizer activated. Insurance lapsed. The car was a brick. Her phone showed SOS only in the corner. Service canceled. She borrowed Rowan's phone, called the bank. Your account was funded by an external source that has been removed. You'll need to make deposits from your own income too. She hung up. Maribel was making her own calls. One by one, watching her life collapse. Bank, savings gone, checking frozen, credit cards canceled. Friends. Can we stay with you? Met with excuses, renovations, family visiting, not a good time. Nobody wanted the drama. Taryn looked at Rowan. Dad, can you help with money for school? Tuition's due in 2 weeks. 9,200. Rowan shifted. Uncomfortable. Baby, I don't have that kind of money. Can you co-sign a loan? My credit's not great. Taryn stood up. What do you mean? You're my dad. Dad's help with college. I'm your dad, yes, but I'm not. Caleb was the one with money, the truth settling in, heavy, undeniable. You never paid for anything, did you? Rowan looked away. I gave you love. I was there emotionally. You were there for birthdays, for holidays. Caleb was there for homework, tuition, car insurance, everything that actually costs something. Rowan didn't have an answer. Taryn picked up her phone, Rowan's phone, opened her texts, found Caleb's number, typed, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Can we talk? Stared at it. 10 minutes. Sent it. 3 dots appeared. He was typing. Then they stopped. No response. 1 hour. 2 hours. Nothing. She called. Voicemail. You've reached Caleb Morrison. Leave a message. His voice, familiar, distant, belonging to a life she couldn't return to. She hung up. Tried again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. He wasn't answering. He was done. Tuesday. Maribel tried to call Caleb. Blocked. Tried to email. Bounced back. Finally reached him through the attorney. Brennan called Caleb. Your wife wants to talk. She's asking if there's any way to... No. She's willing to go to counseling. She says she made a mistake. 14 years of pattern isn't a mistake, it's a choice. Mr. Morrison, I have to advise you that the court will ask if you attempted reconciliation. I'm not reconciling with someone who texted me, I'm not family. File the petition. Brennan filed it that afternoon. Process server delivered the papers to Rowan's apartment Wednesday morning. Maribel signed for them. 47 pages. Petitioner, Caleb Morrison, grounds, irreconcilable differences, property division, all premarital assets to petitioner. House sale proceeds, $358,000 to Caleb. No alimony, no child support. Taryn was an adult. Exhibits attached. Property deed, financial records, 14 years sole provider. Rita's witness statement, ring camera, footage, 47 overnight visits. Email thread, Maribel to Rowan, 2015-2023. Journal excerpts, her own words. Bank fraud attempt documentation. Everything she didn't know he had. Her lawyer, she'd scraped together $500 for a consultation, reviewed it. Did you try to withdraw his savings from a cruise ship? I panicked. I needed money. That's theft. He could press charges. He's not. Be grateful. The lawyer set down the papers. You can't win this. He has documentation going back years. Sign the settlement. What do I get? Your personal belongings. Your car, which you'll have to repair yourself. That's it. Nothing from the house? It was his before the marriage. You have no claim. Maribel sat in Rowan's apartment, surrounded by boxes. Her whole life in 8 cardboard containers. Rowan read over her shoulder. He has everything, your journal, our emails, the bank thing. Maribel, he's going to destroy you, in court. She looked at him. You said you'd take care of me. You said when I left him we'd be together. Rowan stepped back. I didn't think... I don't have money for a lawyer for you. I thought you'd get half the house. Maribel laughed, sharp, broken. There is no half. There never was. It was always his. I was just living in his house, spending his money, pretending I mattered. Thursday, divorce hearing, county courthouse. Small courtroom, family court, Judge Winters presiding. Caleb arrived with attorney Brennan, suit and tie, calm. Maribel arrived alone, no lawyer. Couldn't afford one. 3 people in the gallery. Rita, Marcus, 1 random observer. The judge called the case. Morrison v. Morrison, 2023 DR 8847. This is uncontested? Both nodded. Ms. Morrison, you understand you're waiving rights to property, alimony, and any claims against petitioner's assets? Maribel's voice, quiet. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. The judge reviewed the evidence summary, 47 pages, condensed to 3 paragraphs. Mr. Morrison, the court notes you're waiving any claim to alimony despite significant financial disparity. Is this correct? Yes, Your Honor. I want a clean break. Ms. Morrison, the evidence shows a pattern of financial dependence in an extramarital relationship. Do you contest any of these findings? No, Your Honor. The judge paused, looked at both of them. Marriage is a partnership. This was not. Divorce granted. One tap of the gavel. 11 minutes total. 14 years dissolved in 11 minutes. They signed the papers. Originals to the court. Copies to each party. Maribel's signature shook. Caleb's was steady. They left through different exits. Outside, Rita was waiting. How do you feel? Caleb looked at the divorce decree in his hand. Official. Final. Lighter and heavier. Both. Marcus pulled up in his truck. Got that place ready for you in Maple Ridge. Want to go see it? Caleb looked back at the courthouse. Maribel emerged, alone, holding papers, crying. For 14 years, he would have gone to her, comforted her. Fixed it. He turned to Marcus. Let's go. 2 weeks later, Maribel at Target. Job interview. The manager was younger than her, early 30s. Efficient. I see you have an employment gap, 2009 to 2023. What did you do during this time? I was a homemaker. Any volunteer work? PTA involvement? Skills development? No, I raised my daughter. And the manager made a note. We're hiring for cashier, $13.50 an hour, part-time, 25 hours a week. Interested? Maribel's pride crumbled, but she needed money. Yes. Orientation is Monday, 6 a.m. 47 years old, starting over at minimum wage. She walked out to Rowan's car. He'd let her borrow it. Did the math. $13.50 times 25 hours. $3 per week. $3 per month. Rowan's rent had just increased to $1,500. Between the two of them, they barely had enough. She texted Rowan, got a job, starts Monday. We'll make it work. He replied, good. Landlord raised rent to $2,500. We need more income. She stared at the text. This was what real family gave you. Rowan's financial anxiety, not Caleb's quiet competence. She drove past their old street, parked outside the house. New owners were moving in, young couple, baby in a car seat, laughing, her house, her life, gone. The diner, Tuesday lunch rush. Darla was serving the counter when Maribel came in, sat in a corner booth, ordered coffee and the cheapest sandwich. Darla brought the coffee, sat down uninvited. Maribel, I'm going to speak plainly. This is a small town. You need to hear it. Maribel crossed her arms, defensive. Caleb came here 3 times a week for 14 years. Always alone, always polite, tipped 25%. Even when business was slow and he was tired, he ordered meatloaf every Tuesday. Asked about my kids, never complained. She paused. You came here with Rowan 12, 15 times over the years. While married, Caleb never came with anyone. You see the difference? That's not your business. In a small town, honey, everything's everybody's business. And here's the business. Good men are rare. You had one, you took him for granted, now he's gone. Don't expect sympathy from folks who saw you throw away what they'd kill for. Young guy at the counter, newcomer to town, early 30s, spoke up. Seems pretty harsh, though. Selling the house while they're on vacation? Darla considered. Maybe. Harsh for 2 weeks. But 14 years of taking a man for granted? That adds up to harsh, too. Old-timer next to the young guy nodded. They're both right. It's harsh and it's fair. That's what happens when good people get pushed too far. Maribel left cash on the table, walked out, drove to the grocery store. The cashier who used to babysit Taryn was working. Oh, Maribel. I heard about the divorce. Caleb was always so good to your daughter. Shame. Drove to the bank. The teller who'd processed their mortgage for 14 years looked up. Ms. Morrison, I see your account is closed. Do you need help opening a new one? Everywhere she went, reminders, witnesses, judgment. She texted Rowan, I can't stay here. This town is killing me. He replied, my lease is month to month. We could move? Where? She stared at the phone. Nowhere. They could go nowhere. Because Rowan had nothing. And now, neither did she. Taryn sat on Rowan's couch. Student loan payment notification on her phone. $340 per month starting September. Bursar email, fall semester tuition due, $9,200. Her car had been repossessed 2 days ago, towed from the apartment complex. She was filling out job applications, retail, food service, entry level. Looked at Rowan, watching TV, drinking beer, relaxed. Dad, I need $9,200 out for school. Baby, I don't have that. Can you co-sign a loan? My credit's not good enough. Taryn's voice rose. What do you mean? You're my dad. Dad's help with college. I'm your dad, yes, but I'm not. Caleb was the one with money. You never paid for anything, did you? Rowan shifted, uncomfortable. I gave you love. I was there emotionally. You were there for birthdays and holidays. Caleb was there for homework and tuition and car insurance and everything that cost something. Silence. Then Rowan, quietly, you're right. I wanted to be your dad without doing the work. I let Caleb handle everything because it was easier. I told myself being there emotionally was enough. Pause. It wasn't. I failed you both. Taryn didn't forgive him, but she heard it. The first honest thing he'd said, yeah, you did. 6 months later, the diner, Tuesday lunch, customer to Darla. You see Caleb Morrison lately? No. Heard he moved to Maple Ridge, about 45 miles north. Good for him. Fresh start. Rita says he looks better. Lost weight, but in a healthy way. Taking care of himself. At the grocery store. Cashier to coworker. Maribel Morrison came through my line yesterday. How's she doing? Looks tired. Using assistance vouchers. Working at Target now. That's rough. 14 years of marriage, now starting over. She had a good man, took him for granted. Now she's learning what that costs. At the hardware store. Customer to Marcus. You still talk to Caleb Morrison? Yeah, he's doing okay. Built himself a workshop. Does woodworking now? Good man. Glad he got out of that situation. Marcus smiled. He was always a good man. Just took him a while to see he deserved better. Marcus's phone buzzed. Text from Caleb. Finish the dining table. Maple with walnut inlay. Seat 6. Might have Thanksgiving this year. Invite you and Sam for fishing and food. Thoughts? Marcus typed back. We'll be there. Proud of you, brother. He looked out the hardware store window. Saw Rowan's car drive by. Maribel in the passenger seat. They looked older, harder, diminished. Caleb looked younger in his last photo. Lighter, somehow. Sometimes the only way through is out. 14 months after the text. Saturday. 6 o'clock a.m. Early spring. Caleb woke without an alarm. The bedroom was small. Unfamiliar in the good way. Nothing here reminded him of before. He made coffee. French press, same one he'd always used. 4-minute timer, different kitchen, smaller, his. Carried the mug to the front porch. 2 wooden steps, unpainted. The boards creaked under his weight. Sat on the top step, set the mug beside him. Pulled out a small notebook from his jacket pocket. Reviewed his list. Fix gutter, downspout oil change truck. Call Sam about fishing Sunday. Plant tomatoes next week. Added a new line. Check county auction for table saw. Put the notebook away. Tasted the coffee. Black. Strong. The way he'd always preferred it. No one to accommodate now. The morning was cold. 48 degrees. His jacket was enough. A cardinal called from the dogwood tree in the yard. Pale pink blooms against the gray-blue sky. He heard it again. Closer. Smelled dew on the grass. Faint wood smoke from a neighbor's chimney. The sun was breaking the horizon. Light touched the treetops first. Gold spreading across gray. A truck passed on the road. The driver waved. Caleb raised his hand. Small gesture. Enough. The neighbor's dog barked. Distant. Friendly. He looked at his house. Small. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Rental. Month to month. His name on the mailbox. His choice. His rent payment. Looked at his truck in the driveway. His maintenance. His tools in the bed. His schedule. The cardinal flew from the dogwood to the porch railing. 4 feet away. They looked at each other. Bird, curious. Man still. Caleb finished his coffee. The mug was empty now. The cardinal flew off toward the sunrise. He stood. Knees protested slightly. 62 years old. Age, evident. Not debilitating. Picked up the empty mug. Looked back at the house one more time. Then forward. Driveway. Truck. Road beyond. Turned. Walked to the front door. The screen door opened. Hinges squeaked. He'd oil them later. Stepped inside. The door closed. Soft. Not slammed. Not hesitant. Just closed. The porch was empty. Dogwood blooming. Sun rising. Shadows shortening on the boards. The cardinal returned. Landed on the railing. Stayed for a moment. Flew away. Day beginning.